What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. We've got some absolutely massive Yankees news to break down today, and this is going to change everything you thought you knew about their offseason strategy. Jeff Passan just dropped some major information about the Yankees' recent trade, and it's way bigger than anyone realized. This isn't just about Ryan Weathers. This is about what's coming next, and trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Make sure you stick around because we're diving deep into the Yankees' plans, the moves they're about to make, and why this offseason is far from over. Let's get into it. All right, so the Yankees just made their first real move of the offseason by trading for Ryan Weathers from the Miami Marlins. Now, a lot of fans looked at this trade and thought, okay, that's solid, but is that it? Is that really the big move we've been waiting for? And I'm here to tell you right now, absolutely not. This is just the beginning. Jeff Passan came out and made it very clear that the Yankees are not done. They're going to make more moves, and the Weathers trade is actually setting up something much bigger. So let's talk about what this all means and where the Yankees are headed. First, let's break down the Ryan Weathers trade itself. The Yankees sent over 4 prospects to Miami, none of whom were really going to make an impact at the major league level anytime soon. These were guys buried in the system, guys who weren't part of the long-term plan. In return, they got a 26-year-old left-handed pitcher who was a top 10 overall pick and still has a ton of potential. Weathers posted a 3.99 ERA in 8 games last season, before going down with an injury. Now, injuries have been an issue for him throughout his career, that's fair to say, but the talent is undeniable. This is a guy who was a top 10 pick for a reason, and he's still young enough to figure it out. Plus, he's under team control for multiple years, which gives the Yankees flexibility. But here's the thing. The Weathers trade isn't about Weathers being the savior of the rotation. It's about depth. It's about options. And most importantly, it's about freeing up the Yankees to make another move. Because right now, they've got prospects they can trade, and they've got positional depth in their farm system that they can leverage. And that's exactly what Passan was hinting at when he talked about this trade paving the way for more dealing from their minor league starting pitching depth. The Yankees didn't make this move just to add Weathers. They made this move so they could go get someone else. Before I get into who that someone else might be, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Kalshi. If you download Kalshi using the link in the description and use the code DIGESTMLB, you'll get $20 when you trade your first $100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and their platform lets you trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, elections, news, you name it. And the best part? Kalshi is now live in all 50 states. So whether you're in New York, Texas, California, or anywhere else, you can get in on the action. For sports fans, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performances, and cash out whenever you want. Right now, the NFL playoffs are happening, and there's a ton of buzz around the AFC. It's wide open. The Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, everyone's got a shot. Personally, I'm high on the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the AFC playoffs right now, in my opinion. If you put $10 on the Bills, you get back $52. But if you think a team like the Texans, the Chargers, or the Steelers can pull it off, your return would be even higher. It's a smarter way to use your sports knowledge, and you're in complete control. Download Kalshi with the link below. Use the code DIGESTMLB and get that $20 bonus. Now let's get back to the Yankees. So Jeff Passan made it clear that the Yankees are going to make more moves. He specifically said that before landing Weathers, the Yankees had lost a number of contributors from their 94-win team. Devin Williams and Luke Weaver both left for the Mets. Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt are still free agents. The Yankees brought back some guys. Trent Grisham accepted the qualifying offer. Oswaldo Cabrera, Paul Blackburn, Ryan Yarbrough all resigned. Tim Hill came back too. But that's not enough. The Yankees know it, Passan knows it, and the fans definitely know it. And speaking of Cody Bellinger, we need to talk about that situation real quick because it's still ongoing. Look, if you were here last year, you remember Soto Watch. That dragged on forever. Well, now we're on Bellinger Watch, and it's been about 36 hours since we last talked about it, which honestly feels weird. But here's where things stand. With everything going on around Kyle Tucker, it feels like the Yankees are going to end up resigning Bellinger. Are they going to give him a 7-year deal? Absolutely not. They're capped at 5 years, and honestly, they should not move above that. Bellinger is going to have to accept it. If he gets 5 years and $155 million, I'm telling you right now, I'm not thrilled about that deal. I think it's a bad contract for the Yankees long term. I don't think Bellinger is going to age well into his mid-30s. But I'll be happy it happened because those first 2 or 3 years are going to be impactful. He's the second best offensive player on this team based on last year's production. Stanton, if he plays a full season, who knows what happens? Ben Rice is breaking out, so hopefully that continues. But as of right now, Bellinger is important, and it looks like the Yankees are going to bring him back. Now, let's talk about the moves the Yankees could make beyond Bellinger. They've got prospects they can trade. We know George Lombard Jr. is untouchable. He's not going anywhere. Carlos Colmenares is viewed very highly by both internal and external scouts. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz is basically ready for the majors, but there's no real spot for him on the Yankees right now, which makes him a prime trade candidate. Spencer Jones is in a similar situation, though there's less depth in the outfield than there is in the starting pitching pipeline. Bryce Cunningham and Ben Hess are a bit further away. Dax Kilby is a ways off. Chase Hampton is pretty much ready to go, and I wouldn't be shocked if he gets dealt. Henry LaLane has a long way to go, and he's another guy who could be moved. Brock Selvage also has some development ahead of him. Some of these guys are projected to arrive in 2027 or later, but guys like Hampton, Spencer Jones, and Elmer Rodriguez Cruz are close to Major League ready. And that means the Yankees have the ammunition to make a big trade. So who are they targeting? Well, the name that keeps coming up is Freddie Peralta. And let me tell you, the Yankees are still very interested in Freddie Peralta. Just because they traded for a starting pitcher doesn't mean they're done adding to the rotation. Peralta had a 2.70 ERA last season with 204 strikeouts in 176.2 innings pitched. This is an elite ace. This is a guy who gives you insurance in case Rodon or Garrett Cole don't come back at full strength. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. I actually think both of them are going to return and pitch well. But having Peralta would turn a good rotation into a great rotation. And Passan touched on this too. He said the Yankees pitching has a chance to be really good, especially if Clark Schmidt continues to develop and Garrett Cole returns from Tommy John surgery at even 80% of what he was. Weathers staying healthy would help too. The lineup is going to hit home runs. The bullpen additions from last summer's trade deadline form a solid foundation. There's reason to believe the Yankees, as currently constructed, can be good. But here's the thing. They're the Yankees. Good isn't good enough. The need for more is endless. So adding a guy like Peralta turns a good rotation into an elite rotation. You're talking about having champagne problems when everyone's healthy. Who starts in the playoffs? That's the kind of problem you want to have. And honestly, the Yankees' problems should be champagne problems because they're the damn Yankees. But there's another move they need to make. And it's not just about pitching, it's about the lineup. And the answer is Nico Hoerner. The Cubs just spent a ton of money on Alex Bregman. They can't afford everyone. Nico Hoerner is going to be a free agent after this season, and the Cubs are going to want to move him now rather than lose him for nothing. This is the move the Yankees need to make. Hoerner gives you an elite leadoff hitter who can run the bases, play excellent defense at shortstop, and hit for contact. This solves your biggest need that isn't pitching related. You get a true leadoff hitter, which the Yankees don't currently have. Look, I know Trent Grisham is good. I'm not saying he's bad, but if Trent Grisham is the everyday leadoff hitter again, when the Yankees could go get Nico Hoerner for some prospects, I'm going to lose my mind. Hoerner is exactly what this team needs. He's elite at fielding, elite at running the bases, and he hits for contact. When you look at his percentiles, it's insane. He's in the 98th percentile for batting average, 99th percentile for whiff rate and strikeout percentage. He's one of the best fielders in baseball. His fielding run value is in the 97th percentile. His base running value is in the 96th percentile. This is an everyday player who does what Jose Trevino does defensively, but actually hits. Anthony Volpe doesn't hit for average. This is what you do. The Yankees can leverage their pitching prospect depth that they don't need anymore and send it to the Cubs. The Cubs could use another pitcher. They're building for the future. Send them Brock Selvage, who's ready to go. Add another lower-level prospect. Put together a package. The Cubs are going to value Hoerner highly, and the Yankees should be willing to pay that price. They just traded prospects they don't care about for Ryan Weathers. Now it's time to do the same thing for a position player who actually moves the needle. And if the Yankees want to get crazy, they could also go after Tarek Skubal. Now, I know the Tigers tried to get half the farm system for him, but Skubal is a free agent after next season. The Tigers might be more willing to move him now. Skubal is elite. He's in the top percentile of basically everything. His whip was under 0.9. This is a guy who could be the ace of your staff. But honestly, I think the Yankees should hold off on Skubal. The pitching is good enough. I trust Garrett Cole to come back strong. Guys have returned from Tommy John and been fine, even at that age. Verlander did it. DeGrom did it. You've got Clark Schmidt, who should continue improving. You've got Max Fried, who's an ace. You've got Carlos Rodon, who was an all-star last year when healthy. You've got Will Warren and Luis Gil. You could even move one of them for Hoerner or Peralta if you want. Or here's a wild idea. Get them both. Get Hoerner and Peralta. Go to the Cubs and the Brewers and say, oh yeah, we're the New York Yankees and we do what we want. That's what this team should be doing. They have the resources, they have the prospects, they have the money. It's time to act like the Yankees again. So here's what I think happens. The Yankees resign Cody Bellinger to a 5-year deal. They trade for Nico Hoerner using a package built around pitching prospects. They make a push for Freddie Peralta and send the Brewers a competitive offer. And if they can pull all of that off, this is a completely different team. You're talking about a rotation with Cole, Fried, Peralta, Schmidt, and Rodon or Weathers. You're talking about a lineup with Judge, Soto's replacement, or maybe even Soto if they somehow pull that off. Bellinger, Hoerner at the top, and Stanton in the middle. That's a championship roster. And look, I know some of you are thinking, is this realistic? Can the Yankees actually pull this off? And my answer is yes. Absolutely yes. They have everything they need to make it happen. The question is whether they're willing to be aggressive, whether they're willing to take risks, whether they're willing to go all in. Because right now, the rest of the division is getting better. The Orioles are stacked, the Blue Jays are making moves, the Red Sox are lurking. If the Yankees stand pat, they're going to fall behind. But I believe in Brian Cashman. I believe in this front office, and I believe that the Yankees are going to make the moves they need to make. The Ryan Weathers trade was just the start. The real moves are coming. And when they do, this team is going to be a legitimate World Series contender. So let me ask you this. Do you think the Yankees should go all in on Nico Hoerner? Should they make a push for Freddie Peralta? What do you think about the Weathers trade and what it means for the future? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. And make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell, because we've got a ton more Yankees coverage coming your way. The offseason is heating up, and we're going to break down every single move as it happens. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go Yankees!